Testing 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. Testing 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. Okay, we are about to start and learn how to make easy money with AI. Testing 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. Okay, we are about to start and learn how to make easy money with AI. All right, hello everyone. It's around 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. So I discovered today a very powerful software that is the equivalent of Miro, but in some ways it's much better. And so I'm going to use this software program online to show you how you can make easy money with AI, because that's the promise I've made in this group. But I've gone beyond, make money with AI. I'm going to show you the easiest way, like really the easiest way to make money with AI. And I'm going to use this drawing board on Lucid. And so, like, typically, if you wanted to make money by launching a business, typically you would start here. You would have, you would have a business idea, and then you would move on to create a prototype of your product, because it really has to be a product. This is something I cannot repeat enough. When you have a service, whether it's consulting or services or a webinar, training program, it's not a business. Okay, it's a service. So you have to move from offering a service to offering a product. And these days, it tends to be a digital product, because a physical product is just too hard for most people. So it has to be digital. It's something that you sell online. People can download or they can live stream, but it should not be a physical product. Okay. And once you have a prototype, you can create what they call a minimum viable product. So this is a product that has just like one feature, like just one feature. It doesn't have to be like that great of a feature, but it's something that people need and they appreciate. So it has only one function. That's a minimum viable product. But even if you find the feature amazing, practical, useful to you, you have to have an objective outlook. You have to get beta users, and you have to get of course, their feedback. Um, Interestingly, feedback here can also stand for Facebook, right? So on Facebook, you get a lot of feedback, and you just have to put your prototype, your minimum viable product, in hands of as many users as possible. And then after you start getting feedback, you improve the product. So this is something I forgot to put. It's iteration and improvement. So you keep improving your minimum viable product, and you have to go all out, improve all the time. At the same time, you study the users, and you begin to charge something. And you charge a bit of money because people are very polite. They're not going to tell you the truth, but whether they actually spend money on your product, that tells you whether they actually value it. So it can even be something like $2, or it can be $5. It can be $10, depending on your product. But you have to charge something, right? And then you move on to the target market. You try to identify the common characteristics of your buyers, like what traits do they have in common. So you might have different buyer types, right? You might have you might have women, you might have men, you have people from all ages. So you have to choose what they call a segmentation base. And the segmentation base is basically the base or the criteria you're using to categorize or classify your product. So they have to have some common traits. Like, what do they share? So first of all, the segmentation base, it can be demographics, their age, their income, their education level. Demographics refers to actual traits that do not change over time, and then you have psychographics. These are characteristics of their mind. So, what is it that they value? What is their lifestyle? What is it that they prefer? So this is all psychology. Or you can have a segmentation base. Just going to put it here. You can have a segmentation base like, geographics, where do they live? Another important segmentation base is the benefits that they're getting from your product. The benefits really depend on the situation, right? So what is the main benefit that they're getting? There's a whole bunch of other criteria, but I'm going to stop here. And so, in terms of demographics, it's a very basic criteria, but it's very foundational. So it can be their age. For example, these people, 18, 35, are they 35, 50? I'm just creating these groups, but you can choose one that fits you. Are they 50 plus? Also, marital status is another demographic data point. Are they? It's not always relevant, but are they single? Are they in a relationship? And if they are in a relationship, are they married? So the purpose of all of this is to really figure out like who is your target market. Because once you understand who is your target, then and only then can you do proper marketing. So typically this is how people would launch a business, by using all of these steps. Okay. But as you can see, this I can teach people how to do that, how to launch a business based on their passion. So I'm just going to put passion here. It has to be your passion, because otherwise, you're not going to survive. You're going to quit. So it has to be something that you're really passionate about, a particular field, industry, a particular product, etc. So once you have identified your passion, then you can have business ideas. A mistake people commonly make is that they don't know what their passion is, right? They're not clear about what really moves them, like what is their purpose. They're not clear, and then they get seduced by all kinds of gurus online, and they start with any kind of crazy idea that has little to do with the passion, and this is not good. It's not the right path, because your passion will lead you to sustainable money. You can make a lot of money using an idea, but it's not sustainable because it's not who you are. And so here I'm going to eliminate all of these steps that you see over here, which could take you months, like, or even years. It takes, for example, weeks to develop, a prototype, and then a minimum viable product. It takes weeks. Beta users, it's going to take weeks or months. And to determine your target market, it's going to take you quite some time. And then to do the marketing, and even write a business plan, this is something you have to do. It's going to take you months. So all of these steps, it's going to take you a year or 2 years or even 3 years to do. But what I'm going to show you in this this live stream, which is, after all, called Make Easy, right? Make Easy Money with AI. I'm going to show you how you can eliminate all of this. So you're going to save like 2 years, 3 years of your life, and you go straight to making money. You don't even need funding. Okay, you don't need funding. You're going to go straight to scaling, which is where you're actually making more and more money by working less and less. And that's the purpose of my portal here, Lazier and Richer. I want you to be lazy, and I want you to be rich. Now, it doesn't prevent you from starting a business based on your passion, by the way. This is always possible. But like I said, if you create a business based on your passion, it's going to take you years. Okay. And by the time you finalize your, passion-based business, the AI revolution will have passed you by. And so I want to show you in this live stream exactly how you can eliminate all of this, and you can start making money directly by becoming a reseller. So let's talk about this. Just gonna remove all of this, because I want to reuse this diagram later. And like I said, you can start your business. That's not a problem, based on your passion. It's just that it's going to take a long time. But if you do, want to create a passion-based business, I have an artificial business intelligence that's going to help you every step of the way. So for all of these steps, Abby is going to help you. But the fastest way to make money, the easiest way to make money, is to buy a product that someone like myself has created and proven over the years already. I'm a teacher. I have 20 years of experience, and I've created 40 workshops and 7 college level courses. And so now I have ebooks and video courses that you can resell. So what's happening with reselling is that you're not doing any all of this, all of these steps, which takes you years. You don't have to do. I've done all the hard work for you in the last 20 years. So as a reseller, you can basically set up an account on Gumroad, which is an e-commerce or information product platform. You go to Gumroad, and you're going to create a sales page, and I'm going to give you the copy so that you don't have to write the copy. You just create a sales page, a blank, and I'm going to give you the graphics and the text, right? You just have to set up your sales page, and then you enter your PayPal email so that you can get paid. I'm going to show you in the settings. In payout, you just enter your PayPal email. And so all the money that customers will pay you by PayPal or credit card, they're going to go to your PayPal email. Or, you can put your bank information, but you don't have to. Like, I have my bank info. So the money that I make on Gumroad, it goes straight to my bank account every week. Gumroad does the transfer of funds every week. So you create a sales page, you set up your PayPal, and that's it. After that, all you have to do is just, this is the easiest business model ever. All you have to do is just promote your sales page. And guys, as a reseller, you're making 100% of the profits. I'm not touching any of your money here that goes to your PayPal, like, because you're a reseller. Okay, so you're like a business owner, like, you're not an entrepreneur. You're actually owning a business. That's the important thing here. Let me just put it here to you're not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who is still trying to build a business, but that's not you. Like, you're really a business owner. Okay, you're not. Let me just put it here. You're not an entrepreneur like so many people are. An entrepreneur is someone who doesn't own yet a business. He or she is trying to build a business. But here, the business has been built for you. I built it in the last 20 years, so this business, which basically is a product, because 90% of a business is really a product. If you have a product, like, you've got 90%, a product that actually works, you've got 90% of the business. And so, I'm going to put 20 years of hard work. I've been working really like full time to create all these products. And now you can just take my products and resell them online and make money. So that's why I call it, this is the lazier and the richer way to make money. Now, obviously, the question is, why would I give you or sell to you my product so that you can resell? And this is something I need to discuss openly so that you understand exactly why I'm doing this, why I'm giving you all this money, all this intellectual capital. Well, it's because I'm getting into the world of AI, and I'm creating what we call AI-powered applications on the web using Streamlit. And so I'm getting into this field, AI, and I'm not in teaching anymore. Okay, so because I'm not teaching, I have so many business and marketing and sales courses that I want to liquidate. So since I'm not using these products to sell on Gumroad, I thought you might as well make money from these products. Like, I considered like affiliate marketing, but affiliate marketing, I still have to maintain the products. It's something I might explore, but let's start with resellers because you have control. So I'm leaving my teaching career. In fact, I left my teaching career after playing with ChatGPT for 2 weeks in December 2022, and I already quit my career where I was making like $80 an hour as a teacher at Taft College. And you can go on Taft. I was teaching email marketing, I was teaching online marketing research, and I was also teaching project management and a fourth course called in French called Computers and Contemporary Society. I was teaching to early childhood students. And so these are the courses that I taught at Taft. I also developed 15-week courses at other colleges and school boards. And so I'm releasing all my college courses to you so that you can resell them and you can make money. And these are 15-week courses, all the course materials, exercises, exams, online marketing research. It's all there. I also developed a professional sales course for the English Montreal School Board. I developed another course called Starting a Business in 15 weeks. I developed like B2B marketing and sales courses. I mean, oh yeah, BMW and the Ideal Career framework, which I taught at McGill University for $10,000, just for a couple of hours of work. I also developed a course on LinkedIn called the Strategic LinkedIn Workshop. I sold it to McGill University's School of Continuing Studies for $2,000. So you get all these valuable courses, okay, which I'm not teaching anymore. And so I might as well turn them into ebooks and video courses that you can sell and promote. And so you can make money. You get to make money from all of my hard work. And so that's the opportunity that you have, as a reseller over here. As a reseller, you own the master resale rights. So let me just talk a little bit about that. When you buy my ebooks and video courses, you get the master resale rights, meaning that you can resell to anyone that you want, but you have to resell it exactly as it is. You cannot modify the ebooks or video courses. You resell it at any price and you pocket 100% of the profits forever. So once I give you the master resale rights, I cannot take it back. Legally, you have the right to resell my ebooks forever. And that's why, your business is built. You don't have to build a minimum viable product. I did it in the last 20 years. My products are selling like crazy, right? People want it. And so you don't even need to find beta users. You don't need to find a target market. I'm going to tell you who is your target market. I'm going to help you with the marketing because I want you to make money. And you don't even need a business plan because I'm going to give you the business plan. You don't need funding because this doesn't take a lot of money. You can just start scaling and making easy money. And you can do scaling. I'm going to show you how with AI because that's what I'm getting into. So in other words, instead of me teaching people the different topics, instead I develop AI systems that will help you with your business. And it totally makes sense when you think about it, because since I'm really getting to the AI business over here, my artificial business intelligence, I need a lot of clients. And so when I, allow you to resell my products and you're a reseller, you become like a customer of my AI systems and my AI, products. And so in a way, as a reseller, you're not just an entrepreneur who makes money. You can, if you want, you can use my AI products to really scale your operation and, make a lot of money as a reseller. This is really the easiest way to make money. But I think that the main reason why people are not making money, and let me just address that issue because it is so central and most people don't understand this yet. Okay, like even the entrepreneurs right now who are trying to make money with AI, trying to make money with a lot of things, the number one reason why people are not making money from the internet, which is the easiest way to make money, the number one obstacle, whether you're using AI or not to make money, the number one obstacles to make money is no digital product. Like guys, it took me like a number of years and 20 years total to create these digital products. Okay, the number one reason why people are not making money on the internet with or without AI is that they have no digital product. So basically, I've been able to solve that problem for you. You don't have to create a digital product because trust me, it's gonna take you months to create a digital product like an ebook. A lot of people online, they will say, oh, join our program. You're going to be able to create an ebook in a weekend. Yeah, sure. You can create an ebook in a weekend, but it's not proven. Like in a weekend, how do you find users? How do you find people who buy? It's easy to create a digital product, like even a web application, a software program, a video game. Sure, you can go on Base44 and create everything you want, but it's not proven. Okay, like it's just a document, and it's not proven. And so what I've done in the last 20 years is that I've created proven. Proven means that people, colleges, private clients, they're actually paying me to get my digital product and they're not asking for a refund, none of them. And so I've proven that my product actually are in demand. And so I've solved that problem for you, okay? And all you have to do is promote. All you have to do is create your Gumroad sales page over here. You go to Gumroad, it's free. You create your sales page and you're going to start to make money from my hard work, from my 20 years of hard work. And if you don't want to make money from my 20 years of hard work, other people will make money and you're going to lose. But you don't have to lose, because I'm giving it to you. You're watching this live stream because I assume that, you want to make money with AI, and you want to do it the lazier and the richer way. Like over time, as you create AI and automations to resell these products, you're going to get lazier and lazier. That's what I mean. I don't mean like you sit in front of a TV watching Netflix series. I mean, you spend less and less time and energy, but at the same time, you're getting richer and richer. And this is a paradox that a lot of people don't understand, but this is how people get rich. You get rich not by working harder, you get rich by working less. And at the same time, you're working less because you're creating systems that, do the selling and the marketing for you, and therefore you're getting richer. So that's what I offer you. This is like a whole plan I explain to people. I'm being totally transparent. Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm being totally transparent. I'm telling you, look, you can do the business yourself. You can go through all of this. And I've gone through all of this, by the way. Business idea, prototype, MVP, beta users, target market, marketing. People don't even have the training to do marketing and target marketing. People don't have the training to recruit beta users or create an MVP. And what is a prototype? How do you evaluate a business idea? It's going to take you months, if not years, to do all of this. And I'm telling you, instead of doing all of this, instead of doing that, it's going to take you months and typically years. Why not just buy my products and become resellers and just set up your Gumroad sales page. It takes you less than 30 minutes. And once you have a sales page, it's like a money printing machine. It's going to print money for you. The money is going to go straight to your PayPal account, and you're going to be so happy you started. I think I'm the only one in the world, as far as I know, I'm the only one in the world who's giving you my 20 years of hard work. 20 years of hard work. I've created let me just share with you. I don't want to brag, but I'm born to be a teacher. I was a tutor when I was at Dawson College when I was 18. So I've been a tutor and a teacher almost like since I was an adult. So I have like 40 different workshops and ebooks. No, just workshops. Workshops on the law of attraction, systematic wealth creation, tons of workshops. And I've created 7 college level. College level means that these are very detailed courses of 15 weeks, okay? And they have exercises, they have group projects, classroom discussion, guidelines. These are 15 weeks courses. So I've created 7 college level courses, and all of these courses in ebook, textbook, and video format are available to you to resell. And therefore, from all of my hard work in the last 20 years, you're going to make easy money. And I want you to make easy money. That's why, available to provide advice and coaching. Because once you start making money as a reseller, then, you can buy my AI products, which will support you, and you're going to make more money. So I really don't see the point, since I worked 20 years already, I don't see the point of your working so hard and go through all these very difficult to find a good idea. Like most people don't have good ideas. And even if you have an idea, it's just an idea. You have to create a prototype, for your ebook, for your video course. And even that, you have to create a minimum viable product. You have to get beta users, and they don't want to hear from you. People are busy. And then you have to find exactly what is your target market. That requires marketing training. And then you have to do your marketing system. You have to write a business plan. You have to get funding, because typically it takes money for various things in your startup. And then you have to learn how to scale. Well, the scaling is what my AI is going to help you to do. But you don't have to do any of this. All of this, goodbye. You don't have to do any of this. Okay? You just get my products that you can resell. And my products are so cheap. You can buy them for $97 and you have the master resale rights for life. You buy it for $97, you resell it for $100, and on your first customer, you're profitable already. This is really the easiest and the laziest way to make money. So I'm sharing this with you. I'm taking the time to do a live stream because this is the one opportunity that you have right now. You're watching this live stream. There are billions of people who do not watch this live stream, and therefore they're gonna lose out. But it's okay. It's okay that they lose out, because once you start reselling the ebook to them, they're gonna be able to turn around and they're gonna be able to resell. And that's the beauty of reselling with master resell, right? So let me just cover that a little bit so that you understand how easy it's going to be for you to resell these products. So the amazing thing about reselling is that, let's say that you have an ebook and you bought it from me with master resell rights, and you bought it from me for, let's say, for a small $100, which is the best investment you can ever make, because you're just buying 20 years of my life. So anyways, you buy an ebook. Let's be specific. Let's say you buy an ebook on email marketing, which I've been teaching for 5 years. So it's a very detailed, it's probably my most detailed and most profitable course. I've made so much money with that. So anyways, you buy it for $100 US. Let's put that here. And let's be even more specific. It has 50 pages, and it has diagrams, it has workflows, it has flow charts, it has blueprints. Like, it's really the best email marketing textbook. It's not even an ebook, it's a textbook. Okay, it's a textbook because it's a course. A textbook is really a course in a book. An ebook can be just blah blah blah, but a textbook is worth typically like 10 times more. So anyways, it's a textbook that you're buying from me, and you get the master resell rights. It means that, so let's say I'm here and I'm giving you, no, I'm selling to you. Come on, we're not communists here. So this is you, okay? And what happens is that I'm selling to you. I'm selling to you the textbook. We're just going to put ebook for short. And then you turn around and you use your sales page on Gumroad to sell to a lady over here, and you sell to a guy over here, and another guy over here. Well, you know what? The thing about master resell rights is that you also give them the right to resell, right? So they're going to give you money. I recommend $100, for the ebook. And so they give you $100, and you get another $100 from the second person, and you get another $100 from the third person. Oh, by the way, I have to be totally transparent. You're not really getting $100, because Gumroad and transactions, etc., it takes 10%. So you're just making $90 of gross profit. This is not net profit, it's gross profit, meaning that $90 you're making from these people, but you still have to pay for your smartphone, anything that you're using to do business. But this is a digital business, so your fixed costs are very low. So anyways, you sell to this lady, and guess what? Once she gets the ebook in PDF format, she can start selling also to other people, right? So she can sell to all the people here that you find online, and she's going to be able to make money. And because she's making money, she's going to buy from you. So it's a no-brainer for her to pay you $100, because she can clearly envision how she can make money. And if she's on LinkedIn or Facebook, she has a lot of friends, she can make so much money with people. So you're not just selling an ebook here, you're selling to people the ability for them to make money. So it's not just a textbook that you're selling to people, and you're really selling them what I call a business in a box, or maybe I should say a business in a book. Business in a box, in a book, because inside of the ebook it has instructions on how people can resell the ebook. This is amazing, right? So it's not just an ebook about email marketing. It has clear and precise instructions on how to make money from the ebook. So the ebook, the ebook contains instructions on how you can make money from the ebook. So it's a complete kit. Okay, so it's not just a textbook. You're literally selling to people a whole business. And so that's why, like, this lady, no problem, she's gonna give you $100. This guy give you $100, and you have tons of $100. If you have, like, let's say 50 people, and that's just in your LinkedIn network. If you have 50 people, it's a very conservative number, and therefore you're making $5,000 already. Okay, but you have to understand that either you make this $5,000, or other people are making these $5,000, because these people, they can buy an ebook from another person that's not you. Okay, so you have to move fast. You have to grab all this money fast. So this is you. Okay, but there's also your competition, which can be like other people here, because I'm going to be selling this to other people. So if other people in red, if they make the $5,000, then obviously you're not going to make $5,000. So speed is really the key here. You have to move extremely fast. And once these people start to make a lot of money from my textbook, guess what? I don't have a choice. I cannot sell it for $100. The demand is there. So, I have to sell it for maybe $300. And by that time, maybe you can't afford it anymore. So you want to buy it now when it's only $100, because trust me, once this becomes popular and a lot of people here, they're making a lot of money, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I have to increase my prices to $300, and eventually I'm targeting something like $500, and by that time you might not be able to afford it. So and even at $500, people will still buy, because, for example, they can decide to split with a friend, and therefore each of them pay only like $250, or they split with 10 friends, and therefore each of them will pay only $50 if they split with 10 friends. But that's a lot of coordination, a lot of effort. Why don't you buy it right now for only $100? So that's in a nutshell, what this business is all about. You buy a business in a box, and the box or the book has instructions on how to make money. And if you're not clear about these instructions, you can email me. I'm very, I'm gonna have like a WhatsApp group. You can ask all your questions, because it is in my interest to help you to make money. Like, the more money you make as a reseller, the more I can tell future resellers, hey, check out these people, they're making a lot of money. So I want you to succeed. So you're going to be able to join my WhatsApp group. And every time that you ask a question in the group, which is by invitation only, every time you ask a question, I provide an answer in a video or a text in the book. And this answer is going to be available to everyone. So the more questions you ask, the more everyone benefits, because maybe they didn't think about your question, right? But still, you asked it, I provide the answer, and everyone benefits. So like in the WhatsApp group, in the WhatsApp group, I'm giving you consulting, I'm giving you coaching, I'm fixing all your problems. And so you're fully supported, because like I said, this is a business in a box. This is a unique opportunity. This is the best opportunity for making easy money that you've ever come across in your whole life. And I'm sure of that, because I've made so much money with my 40 workshops here and my 7 college level courses. I was making $80 an hour, easy money. I made money with ebooks, with video courses, with software programs. I mean, I don't know why, but for me to make money is so easy because I have a lot of knowledge. And that's the one thing you have to understand. My thing is really knowledge. This is something I've understood at a very early age. I developed the capacity to create knowledge. Now, a lot of people have knowledge on LinkedIn, right? You have 1 billion people on LinkedIn, but what they don't have, and I'm going to, teach those of you who want to know. So I have knowledge in my head, but I'm not the only one. But what makes me different from other people, like the 1 billion users of LinkedIn, and this is not to brag, this is something I've perfected over time. It took me like 30 years. What I've done is that I took my knowledge and I converted it into intellectual capital, which I denote with this K dollar. And intellectual capital is frameworks, okay, methodologies, heuristics, IP, trade secrets. So frameworks that allow me to structure knowledge and teach it easily. So to make a long story short, because this is not a live stream about intellectual capital, when I talk about structure, I talk about, for example, when I created the ideal career framework, it's called framework for a reason. It's basically a structure where, people identify their passion, their talent over here, how they want to make money, the business model, and what is their purpose. So because of that framework, I was able to charge McGill University $10,000 because they never came across that framework before. Same thing with my LinkedIn workshop. I created the 8 steps to make money on LinkedIn. And that's a methodology in 8 steps. Same thing with email marketing. When I taught it for 5 years, my students will remember I created the Plus framework that teaches email marketing very simply, and also the 3 games of email marketing. And nobody in email marketing has come up with this intellectual capital, this structure. So basically the 3 games is, number 1, you generate leads. Number 2, you generate content. And number 3, you generate sales. And it's a complete system for email marketing. And again, I'm the only email marketing teacher who came up with that, as well as the Plus metrics here, which I'm going to explain in the email marketing ebook when you buy it. And so, that's intellectual capital. So, I don't know anyone who came up with this idea of intellectual capital. I'm just going to put it here. Intellectual capital is not knowledge, it's capital, right? Capital is when your money is working for you. So intellectual capital is when your knowledge is working for you. So this is intellectual capital. But this is not the end of the story, because you can have all the frameworks you want. You can have the structure, you can have methodology, but you still don't have a product. So over the years, I've perfected a method for creating. From my intellectual capital, I'm creating all kinds of information products. I've tested and I've created ebooks, textbooks, I've created courses, 15-week courses, I've created video courses as well. I've created web applications that teach my course. So these are what we call like information products or knowledge products. And again, this is a very obscure skill that nobody has, and I've been able to perfect those skills. So most people are over here, the 1 billion users of LinkedIn. They're professional, they're knowledge workers, but they're not knowledge creators. Okay, I've been a knowledge creator and a knowledge product creator, and since I have all these ebooks and courses in my hard drive, might as well allow you to resell them and make easy money from my hard work. So that's what makes me different. This is me. This is 1 billion people. So I'm just going to put it here. This is not to brag. I'm just telling you, this is my talent. God gave me that talent. I might as well share it with you. I'm not better than other people, but in this particular case, I'm way better, because here you have like 1 billion people. And I'm probably one of the very rare people who is able to extract my intellectual capital and then to create all these products that you see over here. Okay, I know what I bring to the table, and this is me. And by the way, for those of you who are interested in intellectual capital, the book that opened my eyes in 1998 when I was studying at McGill University. If you want to understand more about intellectual capital, the one book to read is the book, well, it's called Intellectual Capital. It's called Intellectual Capital by Thomas Stewart. So I've learned about intellectual capital, what is it? 1998. So that's wow, that's 28 years ago. Is that right? 28 years ago. 6, 1. Wait, sorry, I didn't have my second coffee yet. So, no, is that right? No, no, that's okay. That's 2026. Oh, yeah. So that's like 28 years ago, like 30 years, 3 decades. I learned about intellectual capital, way back then. Um, so, anyways, enough about my biography. So, this is me. After 30 years of creating intellectual capital and after 20 years of creating ebooks, now you can just grab my digital products. You can sell. You're gonna make money, guys. I'm doing this for you. I promised my mom in 2025 I'm gonna make compassion my resolution for 2026, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm enabling you to create a Gumroad sales page, and from that Gumroad sales page, which is written like a sales robot, because I'm going to give you the text, I'm going to give you the videos you're going to put on that sales page, right? So your sales page is going to make tons of money for you. And so your sales page is unique to you. It has your name. And so your sales page is going to generate money for you while you're sleeping. Because your sales page, let's take a look at that, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people wonder, okay, I have a sales page, but what does it do exactly? What is this sales page idea? So let's talk about your sales page, because you can have the best product. And of course, I give you the best product because I'm the best. So your sales page, let's take a look at what it's going to contain, because your sales page is basically a sales robot. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. It's a sales robot, because whenever somebody goes to your sales page, they're gonna, okay, this is the sales page, okay? Whoops. Whoa. Okay, this is your, what's happening here? Yeah, so this is your sales page. Now, let's take a look at what it's gonna contain. So it has a headline, and it has a bit of text. And right away, it has a video on YouTube that people can play. And, and this video explains to them what I explained to you here. It explains that you have a business in a box. And once you buy it, your buyers, like this lady, smart lady, she's going to make a lot of money. So the video shows you and explains what the product is all about, and specifically how your customers, how they're going to make money easily. And it shows the content of the ebook, so they don't have to guess. We're actually going to show the content. It shows everything. It's a business in a box, or what we call a bib. A business in a box. And then at the end, it's going to have a call to action, and that's when they buy, and that's when the money is transferred to your PayPal account. And I really want to make it the very best. So if they have questions, they can contact you, or if you want, they can contact me. I don't mind. And when they contact me and they say, "Hey, Peter, like, what is this resellable product?" A friend of mine sent me the sales. What is it all about? And I'm gonna text them, and I'm gonna close them. But I'm not gonna send them my sales page. I'm gonna tell them, no, don't buy from me. Buy from the person who invited you. I'm just closing the deal here. And so they can ask all the questions, and that's it, man. They buy. Now, of course, if you offer this money-making opportunity to people, including your friends, and they don't go for it, that's fine. People have their own challenges. Like maybe the person doesn't have $100. It's quite possible today, or they don't trust you. Then that's your problem. That's not my problem. Okay. But if they don't have $100 US to pay, let them go. And later on, when the other people buy it and they make money, well, they're going to regret. It's going to be a good lesson for them. But, you should really try to help them, because again, you're not just selling a widget, you're selling them a way to make money. And so spend the time, like have compassion, spend the time and explain to them, "Hey, John, why don't we hop on a Zoom call? I'm going to show you how I make money, and then you're going to be convinced and you're going to buy this." So be compassionate. Like, don't give up on your friends, especially your friends and your family, because, it's something they call the fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Like, even though they might trust you as a friend, as a cousin, as a coworker, like nowadays on the internet, there's so much scams, like especially with AI, like everyone is scamming everyone. And so like you have to be understanding this. It's okay for people, it's quite natural, by the way, for people. I'm currently teaching you the sales process, by the way. uh, it's very natural for people to have fear. Okay, people are not robots. They have a particular experience online, and usually it's a bad experience. A friend of mine just lost like $400 because somebody scammed her credit card. Anyway, she was able to get it back, but she had to like go to a police station and report it. It's such a hassle. And then there's uncertainty. They're uncertain about you. They're uncertain about the economy. Like so much uncertainty, and also they doubt. They might not doubt you. They might doubt themselves. They might say, "Okay, John, I'm gonna buy your ebook, but I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm an artist. An employee. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm not gonna be able to make money." Well, people have all these kinds of doubts, but I had those doubts too. But one day, years ago, I said, "Fuck it. I'm not gonna doubt myself anymore. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the money." And so, you have to help your people, because it's not a technical issue. Like the the video is going to explain everything. I'm going to be so detailed. I'm going to be so exciting in the video, or the videos. We're going to have several. So the problem is really psychological. So you really have to understand that people have their own mind, their own experience, their own belief system. So fear, uncertainty, and doubt, it's natural. So you have to expect that. Expect people to have that. But still, you invite them a second time to visit your sales page. You invite them to a Zoom where you explain to them how for only $100, they're going to turn around and they're going to make a lot of money, and they might be able to quit their job. So you explain to them how you're making money and you're going all out. And, that's what the sales page is all about. The sales page is almost like a reassurance page. It's really a complete sales robot. And what I mean by sales robot is that it's the best salesperson you've ever seen in the world. It's selling 24/7. Okay. And even while you're sleeping, you're sleeping. They call it the beauty sleep. I call it the money sleep. While you're sleeping and you're dreaming, you're going to be making money, and you wake up. And I had that experience, in 2009 when I was selling an audio program. And one day, I think it was in May, I think it was a little bit before my birthday, 2009, I woke up and I saw in my inbox like PayPal notification. And at the time, the subject line was a little bit boring. It was like a payment notification. Today, the subject line is much better. It's you've got cash, So this is the easy way to make money. You just, grab my ebooks and you set up your sales page. And by the way, like I said, all the text here on your sales page, the video, I'm writing all of it. You just have to create your Gumroad account. That's it. I'm giving you the sales page. And in the future, I'm even gonna, help you with different versions of the sales page. So because you have different people in your life, right? There's a version that will cater to women. There's a version that will cater to students, university students. There's a version that's gonna cater to young professionals. And the reason why you should have different version is that different people respond differently. Like students, they respond differently to young professionals, who respond differently to business owners. So I'm going to create different sales pages, and you can send the right sales page to the right person. Like a woman will react differently from a male business owner, who reacts differently from a retired executive, right? So you're going to have different sales pages, and therefore your conversion is going to be much higher. But we can start with a basic sales page here. So anyways, guys, I was happy to give you this entire blueprint of how, you can make easy money with a Gumroad sales page. And, if you are willing to take a bit of a risk, come on, it's just $100. It's nothing. You can build, a real business for yourself. And while you're making easy money from my resellable ebooks, then, maybe you can start to create your own business, your own prototype, your own minimum viable product. But like I said, it's going to take you 12 months up to 3 years to go to do all of this. I know, because in the last 20 years I've been consulting for and training women entrepreneurs. It takes a long time. It takes a long time to achieve success in business. So anyways, guys, if you have questions, please let me know. This has been a live stream to teach you how to make money the easy way. Okay, the easy way. That's the operative word. A lot of people make money with AI, but it's not the easy way. I show you here the easy way to make money with AI. Yeah, that's about it. So please let me know what you think, and I'll look forward to having you